Hello children, in this video let us see the lesson The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. Before going to the lesson, let us know details about the author. Frederick Forsyth was born on 25th August 1938 in England. He is an English author, journalist, spy and occasional political commentator. Before becoming a journalist, he joined the RAF and was a jet fighter pilot. This lesson, the story The Black Aeroplane, is based on a surprising event happened with the narrator. The story depicts vividly the mystery and suspense. It seems incredible sometimes to the scientific world. On the other hand, we can't deny the existence of such happenings. I'll read the lesson now. Follow the lesson with your textbook. Then I'll explain the para summary. The Black Aeroplane. The moon was coming up in the east behind me and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, "Paris control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over." The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS-088, over. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Now I'll explain this part, children. Here, the writer of the story is a pilot. One night he was flying his old Dakota aeroplane 088 over France. It was a starry night. He was going to England. He hoped to spend his holiday with his family. He was dreaming of his holiday. The stars were shining in the clear sky. Even the city Paris could be seen down below. It was an easy journey and he was in a joyful mood. He looked at his watch. It was 1:30 in the morning. Through his wireless, he contacted the Paris control. They told him to turn 12 degrees west. He wanted to reach England in time so that he could enjoy a good English breakfast with his family. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Follow me, he was saying. Follow me. He knows that I am lost, I thought. He is trying to help me. Now I'll explain this part, children. See, children, the narrator was flying to England and he was instructed by Paris control to turn 12 degrees west. Everything was going well, and suddenly he saw the storm of clouds when Paris was 150 kilometers behind him. It was natural for the narrator to panic looking at the storm. He knew that it was not possible to fly up and over those storm clouds because he did not have so much fuel. As everything was fearful at the moment, the narrator decided to risk and flew it into the storm. But everything went out of control. The compass as well as other instruments stopped working. He was unable to see outside the plane as the plane was jumping and twisting in the air. He tried to contact Paris control but could not. He was lost in the storm. Suddenly, the narrator saw another black aeroplane in the storm, by his side without lights on its wings. It seemed strange to him, but he was glad to see another person in the storm. It seemed to him that the pilot of another plane waved at him and signaled to follow, so he decided to follow. Dear children, I hope you have understood the story till here. In the next video, I'll continue with the next part of the story. Thank you. Happy learning.